The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in different parts of the world. This is Krishna Vedula here, and I have here with me Amarendra Katkam. And what we are going to do is just one quickly. I think you're able to see the announcement that we had for the presentation, and so just quickly introducing this young man who is sitting in front of us. He's an entrepreneur in India, and he is founder and CEO of what you call Smart Bridge Educational Services. And he's going to talk to us about a remote summer internship program that he has started and addressing many of the Industry 4.0 skills. He's a fairly young man, and so he is, as I've said from the announcement that we have sent out, he's had 12 years experience in industry and academia, and he's now obviously an entrepreneur, and so without much ado, I want to turn it over to him. I'll make him the presenter, and since you can see our faces, we'll turn our faces also off, and that will be okay. Turn off your video cam, and I'll make you the presenter. Okay, show my screen, and you can turn off your video cam.
Yeah. Thank you, Krishna. Hello, everyone. This is Amar from India. So this entire webinar is planned around how to tackle the current situation where students are sitting in home, like they should not impact their learning and development journey. So we thought of working together, like when I put up this proposal to Krishna, like Krishna immediately told, like it's a good idea, let's present this to the academy, the heads and folks, so that we can take it forward. So I'm going to introduce about the Smart Bridge, the company like Smart Bridge Educational Services Private Limited. We started working with academia from 2015. They currently engaged with 325 engineering colleges across India, with more than 1 lakh students connected to us through various programs. And our specialization is into emerging technologies. We organize a lot of programs in emerging technologies domain. We have programs like hackathons, rapid prototyping events. We organize internship programs for the students, career readiness programs. We establish learning and development centers, a good concept around again building next gen talent pool. And we does a lot of mentoring sessions to the students. And this particular webinar is completely towards organizing how can we leverage digital platforms to run the internship programs for the students. So we have come up with a platform called Smart Practice School, a solution which can solve this problem by connecting industry and students together through one of the core important concept which makes student job ready, that is internship, and second one is project work. So last year in 2019 we have organized a similar program in a blended model for almost 3,000 students from various engineering colleges. Around 280 engineering colleges were part of the program. We organized it from major cities like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Vizag, and other regions, where 50% of delivery was offline and 50% we leveraged it through the online platforms. So this year we have fine-tuned our platform to cater even to the more number completely through remote programs. So as you know, like as an educator, you already know like some of the programs which are very important for making students job ready. And if you list out entire curriculum, and since it is engineering has to be applied domain, so to get a practical exposure. So two important components which generally we see in engineering, these are the two components. One is project work and second is internships. As you know, like most of the government, the educational, like apex educational bodies nowadays, they have mandated internship programs for the students. and the project work also, it is in multi-levels, starting from second year of their graduation. Now students started working on the project concept. So these two the credit-oriented programs in engineering are very critical to make students job ready. So my presentation, the entire concept of remote internship is generally around these two concepts. One is project and internships. So our solution also, if you see in the form of platform, is structured around these two concepts. So between the student and internship, and to say company, internship is the bridge, and every internship should have an effective outcome in the form of the skilling the students' technical capability along with the professional skills. So that's why we created a project around each internship, and inside the project there should be a learning component, there should be collaborative work, and students should be in a position to put their critical thinking and solve certain problems. So this is the model which helps the students and make student job ready, and which also brings company to the academia. So let me quickly take you through the internship platform which I'm talking about, where we can run the remote internships effectively. So this is our platform, smartinterns.com. So where we have two major stakeholders, one is student and company. Let me take you through the company dashboard. So as I mentioned, for every internship, there should be a project associated with, and this project again, we identified around 2,000 different use cases picked out from different business segments like healthcare, agriculture, you have manufacturing, railway, transport, and smart cities. So we found out various business use cases, and we have converted those use cases into project templates, and these templates will be available for companies to pick up and create it as an internship for the students. So let me take you through some of the project templates available over here. You can see employee appreciation based on customer satisfaction, intelligent road based monitor for safe driving. Then you have rice crop detection using YOLO object detection. So we have different technology categories under which develop 2,000 use cases. Let me take you through artificial intelligent project templates. So there is a project template called predictive maintenance for airlines. So what we did, we have created these use cases with a different technology complexity, basic, intermediate, and advanced, with a fixed duration. Within these many days, a student should be in a position to develop this particular use case. So if you look at the structure of the project, we brought a structure like it will have a proper milestone, activity, and a learning resource around each and every activity. So while working on the project, students should be in a position to learn the concepts also. So every activity available on the project is connected with the learning resource, so that student will go through the learning resource and complete the activity. So likewise, we have created good number of project templates. Yeah. Fine. So you can see here. So this is the structure of the project template. Now company will come to the platform. They will look at the project templates. If project template is specific to their company business, they can directly import the project to their catalog, company catalog. So let's see here. There is a company catalog. I have just imported rice crop disease detection using YOLO object detection thing. So after importing into the company catalog, they can directly change the project as per their requirement. Okay. Or they can also create a new project over here. So this is the company dashboard where we are giving a provision. They can directly utilize the existing work done by us. Now, the company has to create internship, and it should be mapped with the project. So we have an option called create internship here. Then they can write about the internship, whether it is a team-based internship or individual, then assign the project to the internship. So let's say predictive maintenance for airlines. So assign, submit the internship. Now internship will be available for receiving applications from the students. So students can go to the internships and apply over here by logging into the internship, right? So once a company receives the internship applications, the one of the key thing, like how can we make remote internship most effective and interesting and engaging for the student? That is one of the key factor in success of the remote internship. So that's why we brought in a unique concept of company-like environment with collaborative work. So if you look at the so there will be a proper role assignment. There will be a mentor connected to each and every internship. That means he will be guiding the students in development of that particular project. Then every activity of the project will so likewise the entire project is split into activities, and each activity is assigned to the team member. Now here the internship will start. Once internship starts, then entire internship management can be done through this platform itself. So there will be a workspace created for this intern. Activities are assigned to the individual team members, and how the project development happens, how the delivery is done, like in the form of agile kind of models. So entire work process is brought over here, so that students will feel like they're working with a company in a collaborative environments. That's start building the code, and they can push the code directly to the GitHub, and version controlling can happen over GitHub. Then there is a collaborative document where every day, end of the day, the student should write about his activities, what he did on the day. So it's a collaborative document, so parallelly students can write the document, and there is a review. The mentor can access the document and review entire work done by the students. They can comment directly here itself. Okay, so it's a proper virtual collaborative document which has a lot of features. They can directly insert the code over here. They can select what type of code they are inserting, Python or PHP something. So accordingly they can choose and they can upload over here. So every day the document will be filled up with the work done by the students. And the third is the important thing is the communication channel. This is very important if you are working from remote location. So a private Slack channel will be created for every project, where students will be utilizing the Slack mobile application. Through Slack channel, they can start communicating between the members, as well as they can interact with the mentor. Yeah, so these are the three important concepts, which is maintain the code, prepare the document, and communicate among the team members. And after that, one of the important methodology we brought in here is that is agile methodologies in delivering the project. You can see here we brought a Kanban board where every student will put his activity to the different statuses. Let's say the student 1 started working on this particular activity. On day 1, he completed some 25%. He will update the status on that day. Okay, and if he is having any kind of query, if he want to communicate to the mentor specific to this activity, he can directly write it here. I need certain some help or something. So this will be directly displayed to the mentor. I am currently in mentor login. You can see directly it is shown on the mentor. So there will be a proper communication between the student and mentor specific to activity is also available on the platform. Okay, so we have a very good agile mode of delivery, sprint based delivery for the project, and this is exactly which happens in the company with the tools like Jira and any other project management tool. So same tool we developed and customized as per student accessibility. And once the activity is completed by student, we have a model called micro skill assessment. This is one of the latest methodology to assess the skills of the talent, which has almost like 80% accuracy in assessment. So as soon as the student completes the activity, you can see here there is an assessment. So students should take that assessment and complete this assessment. The assessment will have MCQs as well as short answer questions, where they will be receiving the rating specific to the activity. This is one of the key things in the platform. So after finishing this project, the student will be assigned with an index. We call it as skill index, which is a rating for his technical capability on that particular technology. So over a period of time, let's see, a student completed some 5 projects which are specific to artificial intelligence, and 5 projects. Every project, let's assume he attended some 5 activities. So 5 into 5, he will be working on 25 activities, and he will be attempting 25 assessments, and the rating of all those 25 assessments will be put together to generate skill index in artificial intelligence. So this is a model called micro skill assessment. This is one of the effective assessment for the students compared to the regular assessments available on the platforms like Udemy, Coursera kind of thing, where it is only self-paced learning and learning-based assessment. But here it is activity-based assessment. So this is the difference we brought into the platform. It's a unique concept in assessment. Yeah, once internship is over, if mentor feels that the work is done by the students, then he will end the internship. But before ending the internship, the student should submit a recorded video which demonstrates all the work done by him. And that recorded video will be uploaded to the GitHub repository. Then mentor will review that repository, I need to say the video. Then he will come up with a rating for the students. So he will give career readiness factor. So it has multiple other aspects also, whether he is punctual or not, how much time he spent, whether he is meeting the timelines of completion of the project or not, whether how he is communicating with the team members or with the mentor. So capturing a mentor, some of the parameters are captured dynamically from the platform, and some parameters are rated by the mentor. So put together, we generate a rating called career readiness factor, which specifies more about his professional skills. So in the form of skill index, we are capturing his technical competency, and in the form of career readiness factor, we are capturing his professional skills. So put together, we generate a certificate for the student specific to this project, where it clearly mentioned the person worked with this company under supervision of so and so mentor, and between their date, it finished the internship and worked on this particular project. So this certificate also contains the rating like skill index and career readiness factors. Yeah. So this is the workflow of the platform. So what exactly we want to bring in from this platform is like we can organize the remote internships in an effective way with a proper assessment, with a proper mentor support, and the projects which are available, they are specific to the emerging technology industry 4.0. And if they work on these projects, there is a learning component, because every activity is associated with a learning component. A best resource available from various sources is brought over here. So you will get learning component, you will get practice component, and finally the internship, which is in collaboration with a mentor and the company. So this is that's why this platform can cater to the remote internship in an effective way. So utilizing this platform, we brought up a remote internship program. Let me take you to the program details. Yeah, this is the program. We got a huge number of registrations, and this program is happening in collaboration with IBM. And most of the content developed on this particular program, it has a lot of resources utilized from IBM. We are a regional partner for VMware, so some of the portion of content, especially the cloud application development, where we are going to cover a lot of virtualization concepts. So we are again collaborating with the IUCE. Then this is our stats for last year, a success story, around 3,000 interns from 28 engineering colleges, 37 companies, they have given their problem statements, and the students solve those problem statements, and some of the good interns got the full-time internship with those companies. Students have developed around 600 plus projects, and they're available on the GitHub now. We covered 4 technologies last year, but it happened in a 50% offline and 50% blended mode. So this year, if you see, these are the technologies we are covering: AI, cloud application development, machine learning, robotic software development, blockchain, and cybersecurity. And this is a model in which we are planning to do. It's a 3 months program, but during the summer, there will be a 4 weeks rigorous program. So 3 weeks, students will be undergoing training through Zoom calls, like instructor-led training. The instructor will be teaching them the concepts of various technologies from the scratch, and all programs are connected to the Python programming. So they will be taken to the Python advanced level, then followed by the domain knowledge like AI, ML, and other concepts. So 3 weeks, there is a proper instructor-led training. Plus, we have guided labs available on the platform. So on every day after listening to the class, he will go through the guided labs and complete certain activities on the platform. Then 4th week, where we are going to allocate project work to the student with the support of mentor and collaborative environment, and we are encouraging students from various regions to join as a team. That is one of the important things. Like they will understand, like student from Delhi, Bangalore, and other country joins together and works on a project that encourages or it improves their communication skills and cross-border. It is like the professional work environment they can get into. Then followed by 2 months, but we are encouraging students to take up this work where we are approaching different companies and asking the problem statement. For example, recently we approached ICRISAT. They have given us some 5 problem statements in agriculture domain which can be solved with technology. So likewise, we are capturing challenges from various companies, and which will be made open to the students on the platform for next 2 months. And entire work process of developing solution for those challenges with the mentor support, everything is available on our platform. So there is another module called challenges. So students can post their solution description. They can form in the form of teams, and they can develop, start developing entire solution for that particular challenge on the platform itself. So students are going to get almost 2 months access on the platform post this 4 weeks. So it's entirely 3 months journey on the platform with the mentor support. So these are the benefits, like online instructor-led training, guided labs for practice. They will get an industry work environment, 24/7 mentor support from our side. We have the big team, almost like 36 members team, who have a very good hands-on on technological, that I mean to say the various use cases and other things. So they can mentor the students in a better way. We are also capturing certain recorded sessions of our programs, and they will be made available to the students so that if they want to refer back again, they can refer it. And these are the perks to the students, like training certificate in collaboration with companies, internship, project completion, and they can also get some skill badges on IBM. And this is one of the important things, work with global team. Yeah, these are the technology tracks. Yeah, so this is what it is. Like there is certain the subscription fee attached to it, which covers mainly the training part and the platform utilization part, which is around 4,500 for the students of India. So the why this particular platform can be utilized for the remote internship, because it is providing a proper environment where students can work collaboratively and develop. So it is introducing a company like development processes so that they will feel working with the company. And one of the key important value add from our side is like mentor support. So unlike self-paced learning, generally people don't get engaged because it's a self-paced learning. But here it is there is a hand holding from the mentors where they will be supporting them in entire work process. So that helps students to work and engage with the remote internships. We piloted this particular platform in a couple of colleges in Hyderabad. Already some of the students are working on the platforms. Even we can Telangana Academy for Skill and Knowledge already testing this through a challenge task innovation challenge. They're already hosted. T-Hub is also going to launch one challenge on our platform, and IBM Hack Challenge already we discussed, and we are going to come up with IBM Hack Challenge also on the platform. So there are many companies who are ready to give the challenges to the students. TechMinder also we discussed recently. They're also going to bring the challenges onto the platform. So students will have enough number of the challenges. So post learning and practice, they can easily attempt the challenges and develop good solution for the companies. Thank you so much, Krishna. I think I have done with the presentation, so we can.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad we have plenty of time for questions, because I think the partly because I think the audio was not as crisp as I was hoping for. I think a little bit people were complaining about the noise and so on, but that's fine. I think so I think we communicated most of the information. And for those of you who did not get a clear idea of what was going on, and this is the opportunity. Let us have interaction. This is where we understand more. But let me put this in context and check a bit about who we have as the audience here, because we have quite a bit of information that you provided in a very quick, short span, very rapidly. You told about many things. So I think this is a good time. I think better to learning always happens by active learning, not by making presentations. So I think it's better for people to ask questions. So what I'm going to do is just put this in context and to what we are trying to do around the world. I'm going to take back the screen for just a couple of minutes, and just explain to you what we are trying to do. So this is the my good friend Hans Hoyer here with me also, who is the represents IPES and GEDC, and we are we see the current situation around the world as a challenge. And so we are collectively creating this global online community for online teaching and learning. And so this is one of the ways that we're trying to build this community by sharing interesting things that people are doing from around the world. And since I have known you through the conference last year, I thought it's a good opportunity for you to talk to our community about what you're doing. So here's an opportunity for us to have some interactions. And Hans, you want to say anything about this for a couple of seconds, for a minute or so?
Thank you very much. I really appreciate, Amasender, your very thoughtful presentation. Thank you, Krishna, for facilitating basically what we're doing, working in close partnership, Amasender, with IUEE is IFES and also the Global Engineering Deans Council, is connecting professors, deans, corporate colleagues, and students to the global community and find ways to collaborate and work with one another. In IFES, we have several engineering student organizations that are deeply engaged and working together. And I think this kind of webinar and your kind of leadership and very thoughtful presentation, I think will be not only inspiring for students in India, but globally. And we will share your presentation with the students and others, of course, of our global communities after this webinar is terminated. So thank you very, very much for your very thoughtful presentation. Thank you, Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Hans. What I'm going to do now, thank you, Hans. What I'm going to do now is, since Amarendra went through this at 100 miles per hour, we will have to debrief a little bit and ask questions about some of the details. And And before I do that, let me just do a quick check. I know we've had some connectivity issues, and I'm sorry about that. And I'm just going to take a quick poll and on a couple of quick polls, and please respond to them. This particular poll is saying, I can hear and see, and another one, and the options are there. I can only hear on or only see. I cannot hear or see. Just get a quick sense of. I know that the audio was not as clear, 100% clear as we would like it to be, but gradually we are learning, and so we have to. But I hope the content was communicated reasonably enough, and so we've got about 220 people with us today, and 60% of them have voted. That means almost 150 people have already sent us the polling, and so I'm going to close right now and quickly share. So what we are seeing is that that the 91% of you said you can both hear and see, and maybe the voice was not as crisp as you would like it to be, but hopefully the idea has been communicated. 8% of you said I can only hear or only see. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes technology is not perfect, and 1% said I cannot hear or see. Well, let's see. Okay, so anyway, let me quickly hide that and maybe do another quick poll. I'm just curious to see what the ratio is between students and teachers in this group. So I'm going to quickly launch this poll, which will allow me to understand how many of you are students and how many of you are teachers, and how many of you are neither teachers or students. Maybe from industry or some other place. And so I'm just curious what is the ratio here. So I can see that quite a few of you are students, which is obviously, of course, because an internship program, that's what you're interested in. So 75%, almost 70% of you are students. 71% have voted so far. Give you a few more seconds, and so I'm going to close in just a short period of time. Okay, I'm going to close, and so if I share this information with all of you, I see that 24% of you are teachers. That means about 1/4 of you. That means about 60 or 70 of you are faculty members, teachers. 70%, 73% are students. So that's most majority, 150 of you are students, and 4% maybe from industry or some other agencies or so on. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to hide that poll, and now let us get back to Amarinder. I know you're all waiting to ask questions, so I'm going to give the screen back to Amarinder so they can take us to whichever screen will be necessary to explain the answers to your questions. I encourage you to ask questions, and while we're waiting, while I'm looking at the questions and trying to sort through them, let me point out that there are a couple of interesting aspects to this that I think we all need to keep in mind. Is that the many of the on one hand, of course, it's the whole environment of online. I think that's a major thing here. Most internships are are on site in companies, face to face, and so on, and those are good. The experiences you get from face to face and personal interactions and on the site are you cannot replace them completely. But I think given the environment that we are in, it's good to have an alternate and or a blended approach, so that we have this opportunity to gain similar experiences by doing these things online, similar to what you would get on a face-to-face internship. And what are those experiences? Those experiences are relevant to making students, engineering students, more employable, more ready for the workplace, more having the attributes that a global engineer needs to have. And if you look at all the surveys done by various groups, including IPEACE and IUC and others, we have been told continuously that our engineering graduates should not just have technical skills, but also be able to work in teams and communicate and have ethics and lifelong learning and be able to relevant to society. All of these things should be are important parts of what engineering students should develop. And these such internships are hopefully a way to give those types of skills. And as you can see from this particular platform, that Amarinder, a young entrepreneur in India, obviously he has a long way to go, but it's a good beginning. For a couple of years already, he has been doing this. And built into it are several things that are very critical. One is that you actually do projects. the specific projects that you work on, and you work in teams. You do the planning and you communicate with each other. And these are projects that that have mentors from industry and from academia. And they have these are projects that are given by industry in many cases, relevant to this actual real world problems, which students work on in teams from different parts of the country, different parts of the world. And also the it's what you see as the skills that are needed for Industry 4.0. Some of you might have heard presentations earlier about from various folks, including our good friend from Boeing, who talked to us about the need for all students to have these Industry 4.0 skills, such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics. These are not some things that are just for computer science and IT students alone. I think all disciplines, all engineering disciplines must learn some basic tools, just like reading and writing. I think today the artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of these types of data analytics have become important for any discipline. And so this platform is covering all of those aspects, giving you the fundamentals in this, and then putting them in the context of actual projects and real world situations with mentors and so on. So I think quite impressive. Obviously, there's a lot more work to be done as we move forward, and that's why we're here. They are, I believe, starting a summer internship program middle of April this year, and looking for candidates to for students interested in joining. And actually, this is a company that has to survive and make enough money to keep going. So they cannot offer these any internship stipends or anything. In fact, they have to charge you for the opportunity for you to learn these skills, which will make you more employable. So it's a summer internship where you actually have to pay for the opportunity to get these kinds of skills. So having given that introduction, and hopefully Amarendra can add or delete to that. Go ahead, Amarendra. You want any comments on what I've said?
Yeah, so pretty good. Like Krishna, you covered the entire thing. So one thing I would just like, since most of the participants are students, so I would like to communicate them a couple of stories what we have from last year. So last year, as I mentioned, 3,000 students were part of our summer practice schools, which happened in the same happened in the similar environment, 50% offline and 50% online. But the post that summer internship, we got a lot of testimonials from the students. So some people got a good winning hours from in Hide to Hackathon. I mean to say, like now most of the companies are organizing uh, hiring process through hackathon. So we have a very good number of students who got good offers from hackathon kind of hiring models. And second thing is like this particular program helped them in their campus placements, especially when it comes to the technical interview. Most of the companies focus more on internships, so they will be interested to listen more about what work has a student done in during the internship. So since this program is more effective and they done they will be doing a lot of work in the form of project and deliver it in a collaborative model. So students should be in a position to explain that, and that will catch the recruiter mind, and definitely this will help them in their technical interviews. Yeah, so we have good stories from various companies, and it even helped the students to get good packages. I'll give one testimonial of a student from another group of institution. That guy, he worked as an intern with us, and he worked on a number of IoT projects. So during the interview, they have offered him IoT analyst role instead of a system engineer role, looking at his technical profile and other things. So definitely, this particular program will add up a lot for the students. And this is not a short duration program, it's a 3 months program, and we are bringing a lot of value added content to the platform. We will be extending a lot of benefit to the students through this particular platform. So we will be organizing even the hiring kind of drives through the platform in future.
Okay, very good. So let's see if we have some comments, questions. I encourage all of you to put some comments in there now and questions in the text in the chat feature, so we can read them out and have some discussion.
Yeah.
So that's let's see. Of course, a couple of them asking, are there any stipends for internships? I guess not. We have to pay for it. There's a fee associated with it. Can I do it with my regular studies? That is.
Yes, of course, it can be because it's like daily they can spend some time on the platform, and we are planning to organize the training sessions in the evening, after the college hours also in future. So we have a program called Career Readiness Program, which is a long-term program which happens in 6 months and 12 months. So they can be part of our CRP programs along with their studies.
Okay, I'm from mechanical engineering. How can I benefit from this project?
Yeah, of course, like you have a robotics over here and robotic software engineering as well as the hardware development. And nowadays, everybody should get into the kind of the technologies like AI and ML and applications especially. And we have a couple of projects which are more specific to mechanical engineering. I would say like predictive maintenance of pumps, kind of mechanical compressor blowers. So there are certain use cases specific to mechanical engineering skills. They can take up those projects,
Okay.
and they can be ready for Industry 4.0.
Yeah, I think that's important to realize that this is not just for IT or computer science. Because the skills that you data analytics, artificial intelligence, all of these are required for any field that you will be in. And you can see from the actual projects that you're here, you can see the projects that you see on the list that is put up here have to do with employer safety. Then you got customer satisfaction, you got driving, Lancer, rice crop, spam detection, Somata, detecting malaria. So there's lots of agricultural, health, and industry, other areas. And so it's really the tools that you're learning are used for various different types of domain areas. So that's important. Okay, so there's a quickly reading another comment here that says that's from, we have some friends from Iraq here. So there's a gentleman from Iraq, Kufa University in Iraq, wants to know more about this, and yes, we will send it to you. We'll send the information to you. That is Zabair Taher. So we will send you, this will record it and we will send it to you. Question about the, what is this IBM badge? You talked about some IBM badge. What is that?
Yeah, so the programs like, let's say, take AI. So in AI program, we will be utilizing IBM Watson Studio to deploy our developed AI models. And there are certain IBM skill badges linked to the activities which we will be doing on IBM Cloud. So you can complete those skill badges along with the learning. Just let me quickly show you that. So you can I can get these skill badges. Some of the skill badges are open to the student community. So along with learning, you can get these skill badges. So I think we can look at it later. So you can go through this link, IBM Skills Gateway. So where you can find various types of badges, and few of the badges will be linked to our learning program. You will be every program on our the content of our program has 2 modules on IBM Cloud, so which gives you enough skills on IBM platform.
Okay. When is the actual next program? Because it's talking about the dates and so on. What is schedule now?
So we are planning to start the first program from April 6th, the Monday.
You want to put up that brochure because April 6th is coming up very soon, right?
Yeah. So actually, we have batches in every month. So we are ready to finalize the final schedules.
Mm-hmm. So you can start anytime, or not just April 6th, you mean?
We can start. The only thing is like we have most of the requests starting from April the second week onwards. So if we get good number before also, we can start it, no problem.
If somebody misses the deadline, how about after April 6th? Is there any people to join?
There are 4 slots in every month. Parallel slots will be happening, so you can pick any slot and start off. And if you are missing 1 or 2 days, the video of that particular training will be recorded and it will be made available. So you can cover up that video and join back the actual class if you are missing just 1 or 2 days.
Mhm. So because it's online, it's not a flexibility in how to do it, right? So the question is, one question is about, is there a way for people to explore this platform, just free trial version or something, just to see what's going on? Is there something like that available for people?
Yeah, fine. So we will be provisioning the student demo accounts, or you can directly register and apply for the internship. We will give the access to the internships. So already there are some internships made available on the platform. You just register on the platform as a student and apply for these internships.
But without paying?
Yeah, they can just apply it. So just for exploration purpose, they can understand what is the process involved.
So they'll be able to get into the website and all the things that you're showing without any payment.
Not to the complete end site, but they can join the workspace. So we are making one internship as a demo internship, where they can just join into that workspace and understand how that workspace happens, going to be. And we are planning to organize one more full-fledged. I mean to say, like, we are going to create a video on how this platform works, entire workflow, and that video also will be made available to the student. But if they want to quickly get into the platform, directly create the student account and start join a particular demo internships and understand how the project structure and how the Kanban is going to be.
Okay, so is there a deadline for application for the internship?
Yes, actually, for April slot, the 31st is going to be deadline.
That's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
First, and after that, any other opportunity after that?
That's what slot wise we have made the deadlines, Krishna. Like we will be making those timelines available on the portal immediately.
So
Most probably
there will be more slots. This is the first slot is April 6th, but then there may be other slots in the future
Yes.
after that. Throughout the next several months, there'll be different slots that are available. Okay, so the internships allowed for students of Tamil Nadu also. I guess this is anywhere in the world, right?
Yes, anybody can join from anywhere.
So students from anywhere in the world can join this program and get these skills and then the next question again goes back to the fee. Can you repeat what the fee is? What is the fee for this internship for the duration?
So the entire 3 months, which includes 4 weeks of, like to say 3 weeks of training, 1 week of project development, and 2 months of challenge. It is 4,500 rupees inclusive of all.
So that is about $60. I mean, it's worth 500 rupees. But for international, what would you charge for international students?
International, it is $150, Krishna.
$150. Okay. For international students, it will be outside from students outside India. This 3-month internship will be $150, and for students within India, the cost is 4,500 rupees. And some of you who are members of IUC will try to negotiate a discount for the members of IUC for that purpose, maybe a 10% discount or something. So duration of the internship, can you repeat that again? Duration of the internship?
Yeah, this is a structured, so it's a 4 months program, but mandatorily 4 weeks is mandatory because they have to get learning and some practice on the project. And 2 months, we are giving it as an optional to the student. If they want to attend the challenge from a company, they can attend the challenge, and there will be a mentor support from our end to complete that particular challenge as a solution and submit to the company. So we recommend students to take up this 2 months challenge. That will help them a lot in interaction with companies and building their profile. So it's a complete 4 months access to the 3 months access to the platform.
Okay, so mechanical engineering student, is it useful for me? I'm civil engineering. Is it? I think all of these are useful for anybody, right? Civil engineering, mechanical engineering.
Yes. Yeah, we have a lot of registrations from the electrical, civil, mechanical, and the best part what we are doing is like the project allocated to them will be relevant to their domain. So for civil, let's say, how can we analyze a predictive failure analysis of the structural design, bridges or roads or any kind of thing. So we are assigning the project specific to their domain. So if you take mechanical, maybe the failure prediction of pipelines in oil and gas, so the relevant projects will be picked up and given to them.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the mentors. I think the question here about how often the mentors will guide frequency of interns, so on. How does that work? Who are the mentors and how do they interact and with the students in the internship program and frequency of interaction and guidance?
Yeah, so during these 3 weeks training, there will be a 3-hour session every day. It's a purely the instructor-led training on the technology part. And after 3 hours training, there will be a guided labs where students can do complete those guided labs specific to the training happened on that day. So guided labs will be a step-by-step procedure where they can complete an activity. So for the first 3 weeks, every day 3 hours training session will be there. Okay, and next 1 week it will be a project development activity. You will be formed in the form of teams, and together you will be completing the project. So during this 1 week, our mentors will be completely connected. It's a full day, like full time. Okay, so for every project team, our mentor will be connected. And while developing, if you have any question, you can directly access them. So there is no time frequency like you have to come only during 1 hour, get the question, answers for that question and finish it. No. So entire this 1 week, the mentors will be connected to your project team and they will be helping out you in developing that project. Technologically, if you have any queries, you can get clarified on the day itself. And the mentors profile, if you ask, they're all very good. Like we deliver a lot of programs across the colleges and even the faculty development programs, even the professional trainings. And these people have worked on multiple use cases and proof of concept. So they have very good hands-on on all these concepts. Okay,
So
they are not just a
who are
simple
the
trainers.
mentors? Typically, a typical mentor is from where? Where is the mentors from?
We have a team of 36 mentors in the our office, our full-time employees, and a few mentors will be from industry who will be mentoring in the ideation phase, taking up the project to a level where it will get into a development. Okay, and in between there will be sessions from the industry persons also specific to certain business domains.
So how many companies, how many industry, which companies in India have latched on to what you're doing, and what is your plan for getting more companies involved?
Yeah, so currently the companies mostly from the incubation centers like T-Hub, IIIT Hyderabad are engaged in this particular platform and work. Around 37 plus companies are there. And we are also in discussion with companies like Tech Mahindra. TCS also running their certain challenges, so they are ready to give some challenges to the platform. And we had a discussion with NASCOM also, so where NASCOM also will be participating in this particular program. So it is in pipeline. So most probably they will also be part of this particular program.
Is there any prerequisite, like for example, if somebody's second-year student or third year, which what background do they need? What kind of prerequisites for being part of the internship?
So most programs will start from the fundamentals, and the minimum requirement is like they should be like in second year and have minimum knowledge on coding like C or basics of Python will be helpful actually. But the program starts from the scratch. We will be starting from the basic fundamentals of Python to the domain expertise. So preferably not below second year.
Okay. So, so mentors for the programs already sell. I mean, you have full-time mentors who work in your company, and the others part-time mentors from industry that will help in the process. Okay, so the program starts on April 6th. Of course, students, I mean, this is an online program, so you're accommodating the time in such a way that if students are in class again, come back to classes and classes start and everything goes back to normal in the real world, they can continue to do these internship programs on their own, independent of the schedules of the classes. I think that is the advantage, right, of this program.
Yes, Krishna. Yeah.
So can somebody start in May or later?
Yeah, of course. We have different, like every month there will be 4 slots. April, May, June, July, August.
Okay, so you have slots in every month that you can apply. Okay, I see. Okay, so you have that, you can register for each of those slots, and once you get into those slots, it's a initially it's a 4-week program, and then after that there is 2 months of internship. I mean, more intensive interaction with industry type of people. That's so
Yeah, so basically they will be attending the challenge from the industry and working on that challenge. And finally, that solution will be submitted to the respective company, and they will get the completion certificate from the company itself.
Okay, so essentially, okay, I'm beginning to understand this better now. Essentially, they can join at any time. It could be first next opportunity April 6th, but they can join in May, June, or July, or August. And once they join, the first 4 weeks they get this basic introduction to various skills, and then with some mentoring, and then after that, then they will be connected to some actual project with the company, and that will last for two months or so, and then after that they will get a certificate based on that internship. Okay, that's good. Can you talk a little bit more about the cybersecurity model?
Yeah, so cybersecurity, actually we have one of the best program here, like it's a gamified model of cybersecurity training here. So we have a full-fledged game. If you look at the content, I think you can directly click on that link and download the content. For cybersecurity, we have a full-fledged game, and you will be getting access to that particular game. You will be immersed in game while learning it. Okay, so you can see here module-wise. It's a perfectly a game which will take you through entire journey. Okay, so there will be an instructor who will be teaching you, not in a regular way of teaching. It will be immersive learning where you will be involved into a game and learning the concept. So it's one of the best program I can say if you really want to explore the cybersecurity as an option. And finally, you will be put into CTFs where you will be attempting various CTFs to get good hands-on on the vulnerability assessments.
Okay, a couple of questions before we close. One is this cost that you mentioned, 4,500 rupees. Is that for just the 1 month initial 4 weeks, or what happens the 2 months after that?
It's for entire 3 months, not 1 week, not 4 weeks actually. It's an entire 3 months.
The cost.
So we call it as yeah. This cost is for 3 months.
For the entire 3 months, 4,500. Okay. Another question: what kind of interactions you have with other countries? Are there other countries that have similar models besides India? I mean, or are there, what is your competition within India? Are there other people doing similar things, or are there other countries doing similar things? What is your what is the horizon out there? As an entrepreneur, you should be aware of what's going on, right? What's going on?
Yes. So there are many platforms, like I can say Code Academy is one of the platform where they provide the coding practices. So nobody is bringing the industry development process connected with a mentor. That is one of our key USP. There are many platforms even in India, like HackerRank. These are all the platforms where they will provide a coding environment and a structured steps around coding, but they're not bringing a proper model, a collaborative environment where people can join together and work on a particular problem. Okay, so in my platform, it gives, like, along with technical skills, it provides a lot of professional skills which are very much needed for the industry. That's our USP.
Do you, how do you recruit your mentors? Are there some of the people who are in this audience would like to be mentors? Or how do you recruit mentors who will be part of your program, and what is the
Yeah, so if you ask me, like all our mentors, the 36 people which I mentioned, they're all recruited as interns long back. They have to go 6 months structured internship where they will be learning the concept, developing the things. Then they will be put into a lot of use case development. If you ask a profile of one guy who is having a 3 years experience, if you ask him like on how many POCs you worked on, so definitely the list will be 50 plus.
Mm-hmm. So these are people. Some of them have been intern with your program and they're coming to. But how about the people from industry? How do you recruit mentors?
So we tested this model from a couple of people from industry. Where we felt is like they could be able to train better, but when it comes to the hands-on model, where they need to support the student while working on coding and other things, so there is a gap in, there actually. So while assessing the mentors from industry, the main thing is like whether they are developers or they are high-end, like let's say 15 years guy, he cannot put his time into helping the students in structuring the code or working on giving some inputs to integrations and other things. So we always encourage the current developers with a experience bracket of 5 to 8 years. That is one of the key things where they will have hands-on development.
Okay. Fantastic. So I think we need to close because the time is up, and I want to thank, we still have 180 people left. Okay, that's great. Thank you all for staying with us. There will be, this will be recorded, and the recording will be sent to you. But follow us. This is a community that we have, continuous community that we'll meet on a regular basis. So keep following what we are doing, and hopefully together we will be able to address this challenge that we all face about how to make virtual learning more effective and more useful and more relevant to the conditions that are going on in the world today. And thank you, Hans, and thank you for the international community for joining us. And there's another session at how many hours left? Trying to count that. I think it is in about 6 hours. There's another session. So feel free to join us if or mention to other people that could join. Okay, thank you, and take care, everybody. Thank you, Marinder. Thank you for joining.
So you can get more information on this website, smartinterns.com, where you can go through the entire program, the contents, and everything. Thank you so much, Hans and Krishna, making it available for us as a global community. Thank you.